At the end of 2008 Seconds Iron Man, Nick Fury approaches Tony Stark to gauge his interest in the Avengers initiative. Over 24 Marvel Cinematic Universe films later, post- and mid-credit scenes meant to tease audiences have become the norm and have been emulated by other studios hoping to create similar fan loyalty for their own franchises. Marvel, of course, didn't originate the post-credit stinger. So who did? When did audiences first learn it might be a good idea to sit through a list of gaffers? We can start by discarding the first 50-odd years of cinema. Through the mid-20th century, movies often unfurled credits at the beginning rather than the end of the film, effectively making the entire movie a post-credit sequence. This trend began to shift in the 1960s, when credits moved to the end of the film, making way for the post-credit stinger. That happened for the first time in The Silencers, when secret agent Matt Helm reappears, luxuriating in bed, while an on-screen legend promises his return in another film. A kind of spoof of the spy genre, the tease was meant to reference the James Bond will return guarantees that came at the conclusion of the 7 franchise entries. Of course, not all such sequences are intended to be a commercial for a sequel. Some are more of a tagline, as in the case of 1968 Seconds exploitation flick She Devils on Wheels, or 1979 Seconds The Muppet Movie, when Animal tries to usher out loitering moviegoers by telling them to go home. A similar tactic was used in 1986 Seconds Ferris Bueller's Day Off, when Ferris breaks the fourth wall and shoos people out of the theater. The trend of movies teasing a follow-up gained more traction in the 80 Seconds, with both young Sherlock Holmes and the bomb masters of the universe resurrecting villains, Moriarty and Skeletor, respectively, that had been vanquished. While a Masters sequel was discussed, this time with surfer Laird Hamilton in the lead role in place of Dolph Lundgren, it never materialized. Some films did away with footage and opted instead for a sound effect. At the end of 1986 Seconds Aliens, for example, the sound of a facehugger can be heard. The post-credit shot invites another question: is the last scene the proper end of the movie, or is it the last scene shown before the credits? That's really how we look at it, Phage said. That's the conclusion of the story that we're telling. And then if there's a credit scene after the main one ends or the first one, it's usually something that ties into the movie you've just seen that's extra. At the very end of the credits, that's what's to come, unless you're planning a young Sherlock Holmes sequel, looking for a new movie to watch, or at least a movie that's new to you. Mental Floss's new book, The Curious Movie Buff, a miscellany of fantastic films from the past 50 years, offers behind-the-scenes details and amazing facts about some of the greatest movies of the past half-century, and it's available now at your favorite place to buy books or online right here.